Hello guys, welcome back to the I think ninth episode of how to make a game like an anime tower defense type game. Let me quickly drink something. So, as I said in the previous episode, today we are going to try, or like in the next few episodes, we're going to try to make like an inventory and the summoning for our units, which is good. And yeah, so the enemies are working as you can see. But yeah, so I'm just trying to see how they are set up again because I forgot because it was kind of like some way ago. Also, someone in the Discord told me, props to this guy. I don't know his name, but like I forgot. Props to this guy. He told me that if you join on multiple clients at the same time, the enemies just generate for every client. And that's true. That's true. So we need to essentially do this once and not like for all the clients. So we are going to do this on like every single one. So what I thought of is because right now we have it pretty much in the Starlet UI, or where do we have it? Enemy controller. This is just there's play edit. Then it's starting the wave. So we need to change this and actually see or like wait for every single player to load in and then do this. So this is essentially very easy. Just go up here and just put a variable for local game started to false. Then we go down here and then we do down here if not wave started. What did I game started? Game started. Then we cut this out and paste it right here. New game started the sequel for sure. And this should resolve your issue. Thank you for reporting, by the way. And yeah, if any one of you finds like any error or something, just let me know in the comments or like in my Discord server. You can find also in the description. It's also in a link in my YouTube channel. So make sure you check this out. Also, if you like what I do, if you like my content, consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot. And I mean, this content is free, so why don't you give something back? But yeah. So this should prevent the players from like spawning in multiple times. We can just try if it works. It should now spawn in the enemies once. And yes, it is. So let me just run the game on like 2 coins. So let me start a 2-player server real quick. And now you won't be seeing this until I load in all the clients. Just give it a second. I just need to close all those windows because the Explorer is popping up. There's like the output popping up. And yes, so as you can see, we have 2 players, but the units are spawning in only once. Which is good. If we look on our server, we can see that there's also only like a phase of enemies because you go to the workspace and enemies and maybe like delete a basic enemy or like the boss enemy that just spawns. You will see it gets it right on both clients. So this works very well. And yeah, so we fix this issue. Now we want to essentially go to the inventory. But first of all, let me see how the units are set up because I forgot to check this again. So we got the players, and then here we got the units, and those are pretty much tables with the upgrades and stuff, and the whole normal table, which is pretty good. Okay, we can work with this. We can work with this. This is good. So we want to essentially design a frame that fits this description. Let me just go in again and make a screenshot of what we have. So I can just work off this. So in the units, we have the UID of the units. Just size this up a bit. Now let me make a screenshot of this. Okay, great. So let me open it. And let me drag it here. So now we can just create our inventory or like our frames based off this. So we are going to go into the start with GUI. We're going to actually the screen GUI maybe. I'm gonna call this the main, or like I'm gonna call this the outside game. Actually, we don't need because the in-game is going to be inside another place anyways, so we don't need this. I'm gonna keep someone in there. I'm gonna add a frame, and I'm gonna rescale this frame to like maybe something like this. I think is good enough. We get the anchor points to 0.5.5. Also for today, I haven't done like pre-done a UI, so I will just create it inside this episode because I don't think this episode is going to be that long. But yeah, I'm gonna call this the inventory, and I'm gonna add a UI corner inside it and make this 12. And I'm gonna add a UI stroke inside it. We'll also set this to 5. No, this is way too big, like 3. 3 is okay. Yeah, now we pretty much just have to, well, create the stuff. So I'm gonna do like a text label in here. This text label, I'm gonna name it like the title. This is going to be just basic UI. You of course have to make your own, like, because mine just doesn't look good. Name this units. I'll make the text scaled. I'll make the this one to free Docker one. Text color to white. Let the same UI stroke in here. Let me drag this up here. I'm gonna make the background transparency to 1. And I'm gonna go to my plugins and scale this up. And now I will rotate this a bit, like 30 maybe. That's the wrong direction. Like, oh, like, not like 20 is okay. Scale this up a bit. You know what, I'm gonna just keep it like this. I know it doesn't look good, but for me it's okay. So I'm gonna keep it like this. And then we can pretty much design the inventory frame right here. So I'm gonna add a scrolling frame inside the inventory frame. And I will make sure that we will just make it down here, because up here we are going to have all the buttons, I think, or I'm gonna just make it up here. So I'm gonna make the anchor point to 0.5.5. I'm gonna make the z index of the title to 2, and I'm gonna name this to container. Then in this, I'm going to set the position to 0.5, 0.5. And then I'm gonna make the size to 0.9, 0.9. Or like 0.8, 0.9, 0.8. I'm gonna just drag this down a tiny bit up. I mean, or actually, I'm gonna make the buttons at the top if we really need any. Don't think we will need this much buttons anyways, but yeah, so I'll make this to 5 here. Not 5.9, I mean 5. Yeah, this is good. Then I'm gonna make the container, this one to like 7. We have it like this. And then in this, we can add a UI grid layout. And in this UI grid layout, we can create a frame. And then we'll make the frame be like black. You can see the size of this. So we'll make like some more frames. And in the UI grid layout, we now have to like pretty much replicate this. So we have to change those everything that has like a after the comment to like a 0, and then we can experiment around. So I'm gonna do like maybe like 0.17, and then also point like 0.04. Okay, this is like way too less. 0.5 maybe, or like 0.1. Then we'll make the cell padding. That's way too much. Still way too much. Like this, like this is okay, I think. But let me. Okay, I think the 0.02 was okay. We just have to experiment with the width. Actually, I think that 0.005 would be good. Yeah, this is okay. So then we can experiment with this. I kind of like some bigger frames, so I'll make them like 22 maybe. Yeah, 22 is okay. We'll scale this to like 20 maybe. Not just too much. Like 17. Let me see. No, it still has to go a bit more. So like 17.3 is better. Still a bit. So 17.6. This looks good to me. Just one more, so 17.7. One more, 17.8. And yeah, this is good. So we have our frames. We have 4 per row. You can of course change this to your own likings. I'm gonna keep just one frame right here. And this will be my template. So I'm gonna get the hue icona in here too. And I'm gonna name this the template. Then I'm gonna go to replicate storage, create a folder. Name this to UI gradients. And this is good. So now we can pretty much, we could add a UI stroke to it. I think let me actually add the UI stroke to this. Then let me make the frame white again. You can see this will look a bit like weird in the first one. So we are going to UI grid layout and we are making those go center. Oh, actually, we want them to be on the left. So let's get this set up. And I think I'm gonna make the frame like change a bit. So I'm gonna make the inside the template, I'm gonna duplicate the template and just put it back in. And delete the UI stroke. I'm gonna make this template for the size of like 0.9, 0.9, and this 2.5, and this also 0.5. And then we have this cool thing. I will delete the UI stroke and make this template black. See, this is not too much. So we'll make this to like 0.95 and 0.95. This is still a bit too much, I think. So I'm gonna make it to 0.97, 0.97. I think this is all right. Actually, I think 9.8 would be better. Yeah, this is better. So now we have this set up. So this will be our thing. And this one here will actually be called template. And in this template, we are going to have a UI gradient. Actually, can we make a folder and name this? No, I think don't. We can. Okay, so this is good. So we are going to make the template actually be, or actually just screw this. I'll rewrite all this. I'll probably find a fix for this. That clips like this. But yeah, I'll make the UI gradient to UI strict to white. I'm gonna add a UI gradient in there eventually. White gradients. Now we can like set the things. So this you will have to do for every single one of your rarities, but we can also just go on and like do the rest first. So you got an image of how this looks. So inside the template, we are going to do a viewport frame. This viewport frame will have a light decay of whites. The anchor point is of course 0.55. Position will also be 0.5.5. We'll make the size to be 0.7, 0.7. Misclick 0.7, 0.7. Or actually, let me make it just 0.95, 0.95. So just take up the majority of the screen. And also let me add the US corner in there just for some safety. And yeah, then we got the viewport frame in there. Make the background transparency to 1, which is always good. Then we got the viewport frame in there. So now we need to create a bit of stuff. So we will have some labels. We actually duplicate the title and just drag it in there. Then we can work with this. You can of course like adjust this however you want. This to 0. I'm gonna name this to name, like lowercase name. Make it like this and go like let it go in the middle. It's 0.5. I'm gonna make the anchor point 0.5.0. Now it's in the middle. I drag this like up. And now I'm gonna duplicate this, put it down here. Of this, and then I'm gonna set the text X alignment to left. It looks like this. I'm gonna change this to cost. I'm gonna make a UI gradient go in there. I'm gonna make the UI gradient of this to like a kind of like this color, to like kind of this color. I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna do the rotation like 50, 90, like 130 maybe. And then I'm gonna say the cost, do like, let me just copy the yen symbol because I don't have it on my keyboard. It would look like this, but I don't think it looks good. So let me change the UI gradient to 0 again. I like this better. And yeah, let me actually go inside some game of this. Let me see what they have actually like on the thing. So let me just go play. Actually, in this episode, what I wanted to say earlier, we are just going to create the UI. And next episode, we are going to script it. So that's how we are going to do this. Yeah, so let me redo this. Okay, so I'm in the game. And yeah, we're also going to do like a frame of this, maybe. I don't know. But yes, so they actually don't have the name. They just have it when you hover over it. So maybe we'll do this as well. Just don't know. I think we're going to do this. So can I see how they do this? Let me see. Inventory. Could they have like something when you select this? Okay, I see. I see. There's. Okay, and here you can purchase unit slots. Okay, now we got more unit slots. You can see. You can buy unit slots and they get aligned here with the different stuff. So in the inventory, they have a different frame than in the bar here. I see. So they have the name, then the cost, and then the level, and then some other images, but I think we are good to go. So let's do this as well then. So I'm put this here, put this above, get the name, put it to left aligned. As you can see, it looks like this. Then we can copy cost and put it up here. And then we can name this level. Then we can name to be LV column, like a number. And we can like enable rich text for this, which we're going to do. So I'm gonna do the UI gradient of it, and I'm enable rich text. So for this, we actually have to use rich text, which we just enabled. And rich text is basically, if you don't know, it's like an HTML like type thing which you can use. So in the level, we are going to make a local script. We're going to do script.parent.text is equal to, we do these, which you can get if you do shift and hashtag. We do open this, and then we do font color is equal to RGB. Then we can get like a thing, so I'm gonna do 255, 165, 0. Then I'm gonna do this, and then you want to write the text in here. Then do this again, and then do slash font, which is just ending it. And then counter this, and then do this again. Then we want to do the font color again, which is equal to RGB, and then 255, 255, 255. And then we pretty much just want to do the same thing here. So we want to close this off, do a 0 here. Or actually, we should do local level as equal to 0. And then we just do the level in here, I think. Let me actually see. And then like this. Okay, we actually have to change this up a bit. So we have to do it like this. I thought I'd do it like this, but yeah. So yeah, now this should work. And now when we play, see that the level is getting displayed, and there's like it's just a different color. But as you can see, there's also not a UI stroke in there, which we're going to add manually now. Okay, from what I found, there's no easy way to do this, so we are just going to delete the local script and just disable rich text again. We're probably going to do this in some of the next episodes. For now, the level is just going to be white, or just make it like green or something. Let me add a UI gradient back in. We just make it like green. I think green is cool. Let me do like this, and here like this maybe. Well, let me switch them. We put this here, then like a dark green, like here. Yeah, I think this fire. This is good. So we got everything we need. And now here would be like some other labels, like some traits and stuff, but we do not have traits correctly set up yet. But yeah, so we got the unit thing set up, and we also need a few buttons. Let me just go back into the game again and see which buttons they actually have, because I think they got a few, and we will see which ones we are going to adapt or like use as inspiration. So we're loading back in. So let's see our units. You got the unequip all, which will turn to, okay, it's just the unequip all. We got the teams, we got the filter. Okay, and a search bar, of course. And the units label, of course. That's what we will do. And yeah. So let me go back into Studio. Quickly close the game. And yeah, so we will go here and duplicate the title. Just drag it over here. Make the rotation to 0. Scale it down a bit. And then do the units. Do hashtag units. And then I'm gonna do units like 0 out of 0. I think this is okay. Then I'm gonna make the buttons like the, actually let me use my plugin for this, because I got a cool plugin for this, the UI bar. Let me get like 3 buttons. We got like a red button for unequipping all. Let me get a purple button for teams, or like this one for teams. And then let me get like a something for the filter. Maybe like the pink one. Yeah, I think those look good. So let me get the red one. Okay, now this was supposed to happen. Okay, which one is the red one? This is the red one. Okay, so let me adjust those here. So this will be the unequip all. Scale this down just a tiny bit. Let me copy the size of this. Just put this in those two. Now let me get the teams one. And lastly, let me get the, or let me just drag the units label like down here. I think it's okay. Put it like down here. And then let me get the last one up here. Actually, I think we can fit the unit label there. I think. Yeah, we can. Like this. We have our 3 buttons. Let me just rename those buttons. So we got, this will be the teams. Then we got the what's it called? What's it called? The filter. And then of course for this one the unequip all. Just name it unequip. And actually let me just make the frame a tiny bit bigger. Like this maybe. Let me set the position to 0.5.5 again. Now we got more space to work with, which is good. So now we can get the units and actually place it here. Just make it a tiny bit smaller. We get those buttons and just put them in line here. Here's one here. Then the unequip one here. This is good. I think the units label has to like the title, like put it like here. And then we will do like a kind of a search bar. So I add a frame. This frame one here, make it a tiny bit like smaller. Scale it up a bit. Like this. this maybe. Then I'm gonna name this to search. And then I'm gonna put a UI corner in there. And I'll make the color slightly like darker. You can actually see this. Make the transparency to 0.5. So it looks like this. Then I'm gonna make a, should we make it a bit smaller, a bit darker, like this. Then I'm gonna add a text box inside there. Make the size to 1,1. Also add this in there. Make the text box be like transparency 1. Let me make the font face to Fidoka 1. The text to, place all the text to like white, but kind of a bit trimmed down. And then the text color to white as well. And place all the text to search dots. Text go away. Actually, let me just make it white too. Text scaled. Then we'll make a UI text size constraint. It's like body. Body. Then we'll put the text box to be like 0.9. 0.9. We'll make the position to be on 0.1, so it's at the end again. I'll actually do 0.8. Then 0.2 here. Now we can fit a image there. So make a image label. And I'm gonna make the text thing to be like 0.2,1. Position to be 100. And of course, make the background transparency to 1. Duplicate this, paste it in there. You can see we get a nice search bar right there. The image will be like a magnifying glass for like indicating searches. Yeah, I think this is the UI we're going to work with next episode. I hope you enjoyed, and in the next episode we are going to script this. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.